Why is why is every man not Jason Isaacs so I can marry one of him? I think you might want to speak to my wife. You'd have a very different picture that emerges. But thanks anyway. That's lovely of you. Why is Jason Isaacs allowed to be this sexy? I would say there's very little of Jason Isaacs available there. There's some amazing costume work, and it's Captain Hook. This says, can Jason Isaacs please be the new Bond? Because I would die. Is there a drool emoji? Thanks very much. They very rarely go older. But, you know, I could be Bond's dad if they'll have me. But thank you. Why do I always fancy Jason Isaacs even more than usual when he's a dishevelled baddie? I'd say something went wrong in your childhood. Don't go for bad guys, go for people who treat you well and are lovely. Why is it when I say Jason Isaacs, it sounds like Jason Isaacs? I don't know. I think you might want to have a look at your palate or get your braces taken off. But thank you very much for that. Jason Isaacs, why oh why is your shirt still on? Hashtag unreasonable. That would be because my 13-year-old daughter loves to bake, and I haven't been in front of the camera since Christmas, and you really wouldn't be impressed. But thank you very much for imagining something that isn't there.
I'm joined by the wonderful...
I was just mesmerised. She's an interact. I'm just an actor. I'm Jason Isaacs, and I once played Lucius Malfoy in this world, and I'm having a bit of a nostalgia trip.
Did she ever have a favourite? Did she, you know, as far as the different looks that you had?
She liked the body I built for, I was in a detective series called Case Histories. So I did a lot of gymming, a lot of starving, a lot of gymming. And it was kind of weird because I took my shirt off a few times and I was, you know, kind of muscly and defined and everything.
Oh, I've seen it.
And,
I've seen it.
Right. Well, she slightly pretended she didn't, but she flipped for it. But what was funny was all the mums at the school gates who'd known me for years. You know, I'd dropped the kids off and picked them up and we'd all play dates together. Suddenly paid me a whole bunch of attention because, you know, the Daily Mail said I was a sex symbol. And I just pulled up my jumper and I went, it's all gone, loves. You can just forget it. And it takes a lot of work.
You had them. And then, yeah, wow.
But it represents the feminine Shekinah glory of God. So it's really beautiful.
Like her. Yeah, see? That's what it's all about.
And so make you smile and swoon. I'm sure, like, if there are people out there who have a list of things that make them smile and swoon, you're probably one of the people and actors that are on that list. I checked, I Googled it, I checked, you're on that list.
People queue up for a long time and they get to meet you and they come up and they feel like they're meeting someone important, and they kind of, sometimes they're shivering or they faint or they're crying or whatever. And I really think it's my job, and it should be every actor's job, to make it just unforgettable and to make sure that people understand on a very profound level that I am just an idiot who forgets to take the bins out, and I put on funny voices for a living and makeup, and I'm really nothing special. So I've met lots of people who've fainted. I've met lots of people who've had my name tattooed on them or pictures of me tattooed on them or have lived their life dressed up as Lucius Malfoy for years and years and years, or who have hero worship me from afar, and I try in every way to dispel that within a minute so they think, guy's a bit of an idiot. So there was some desire to have him on the screens again, and actually I said no because we were living in America at the time, and my missus, who did not want to be left alone with the kids, said, you've got to go and do it. Because she fancies him, Jackson, I think, and lots of women fancy him, which is odd. Because although he looks
more than you,
much more than me, it's not the look of him. He's a hero. He's a guy that won't back down. He's a guy that will always do the right thing in every situation. And frankly, if you asked her, I'd think she would tell you that is not me. So he's a noble, flawed, fixable hero. Women think, and he goes to the gym a lot more than I do.
Yeah, but...
and he's got more tattoos. But there's 40,000 people who just asked to marry me behind me, so that's slightly odd, yeah.
What did you say when they said that?
I said, speak to my wife.
To make you blush, Jason, but you've referred to Jason as one of the best actors alive and truly a genius. I read that. What was it about him that made you enjoy the...
Don't. That's a ridiculous...
Well, do you want to block your ears?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna gush a bit.
I was going to say, yeah, what was it about the collaboration that made you say that? And secondly, how much did he pay you to say that?
He paid me a handsome amount. No, I had never met Jason. His name came up. I'd already been cast, and his name came up, and I was so excited that he would play Vasily, because I have majority of my scenes, actually, even though Army plays my husband, are with Jason. I just was thrilled.
Oh,
I've
just
been a-
stop.
I've been
Just
a fan.
stop
No,
now.
I was a big fan. Stop
She's
it.
amazing
Stop
in the
it.
film.
No,
How nauseating is
I
she's
was-
amazing.
No, I've been a big fan of his, so I obviously was. And I remember everybody was teasing me before he got to set because they're like, he's coming. How excited are you that he's coming? And did I ever give that away while we were filming? How much of
No,
a
you
fan
were a
I
total
was?
bitch.
That's not true.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, but I am obviously he's exceptional.
They're amazing parts, only because it's an amazing story, and we try to get our own egos out of the way of that.
Yeah.
And everybody does extraordinary work on screen because the real life people we're playing did extraordinary things on the night. Let's leave it there.
How does it feel to be presented by Jason and Sienna?
I'm standing behind you just in case you're not aware.
Amazing. I'm still really shaking right now.
Brilliant, yeah,
Yeah, we
still.
weren't expecting it at all. Like, everyone's done such a good job just to get this far, so it's lovely just to be here today, but to win just the ice and the cake, it's amazing. Jason,
People who spent their whole lifetime doing it.
and why is today so...
I begged. I was actually up on stage. I was quite blatant about it. But, you know, it's an amazing organisation that gives a chance to a lot of people to get involved in things that, whether it was film or macrame, I mean, socially it's an incredible thing to do. But actually telling stories is one of the most cathartic and useful things that any of us can do in life. And this is you build a community as well when you make a film, don't you? It's a very special experience. Oh, blimey, no.
Grop. God, I had a
How do you spell all that?
attack just there.
Especially his lovely father.
I think, to be honest, I think not these two actors, but the characters, I think Draco and Neville are in many ways the real hero of the piece because...
That's a nice interruption.
Very kind. It's a good idea. It's on my list. Thanks very much. But, I'll just have a word with the wife first.
Jason's not marrying anyone tonight. Just
Thanks very much for the offer.
Yeah, he's already married, all right.
Down here.
Yeah,
I'll come.
go on
There you
then,
go.
Jason.
Jason's on the way.
Be careful, Jason,
There it
be
is.
careful.
If there was one memory you could take from this entire experience, what would it be?
What a great last question.
Those girls asking me to marry them, I think.
I'm sure it's not been the first time.
I would have said the wand, but it feels very unoriginal now. But I had that lovely wand. I will kiss him wetly on the lips when I meet him. Literally, I can't remember the question. What was
I
it?
was just going to say if you got it like 24 hours in it before you showed up on set, I mean, how did you prepare for the
So I know what I was
character?
going to say. Thank you. Thank God it came back. Sometimes you unconsciously create something flirty with someone you have to be in love with, or something slightly antipathetic with people you have to be at loggerheads with, and you both understand what it is, but you don't want to say it. You don't want to put it on the table, you know.
You are awfully sexy, so...
That's very, very kind of you. It's clearly bad lighting up here.
For somebody like Jason coming in, luckily Jason is, sparing his blushes, is a very intelligent and very handsome and quite funny actor.
There is no question Jason Isaacs is one of Britain's most exciting exports, and you only have to look at his body of film and TV work to see why. Have a look.
Jason Isaacs makes bad look very good indeed. This British actor has everyone under his spell. Frequently the elegant villain, the man that Empire magazine ranked as one of the world's sexiest actors.
You've been described as Britain's national lust object.
Not by my wife, that's for sure. No.
How does that sit with you?
It seems very odd for the man back there who's just had 3 inches of makeup on and is held together by string and sticky back plastic. I don't know. The truth is that when you get a fantastically well-written, sexy part and you don't drop the ball and make an idiot of yourself, people think you're sexy. I did a part you didn't trail there called Jackson Brodie, who was a detective. And I had to get myself in shape, so I starved and went to the gym all day, every day. And I pick up my kids from the school gates like everybody else. And the same women, the same other mums who'd been completely ignoring me for years, suddenly gave me a funny look for a while. For about 6 months till the next lust object came along. So it's all nonsense.
Oh, I don't think it's quite nonsense. No.
That's very nice of you to say.
Yeah.
Keep going. I'm just saying it. I don't even need to talk. This is very good therapy for me.
It's hard to keep up with what you're saying sometimes. I keep getting lost in your big place. Am I the only one here? Yes? No?
I actually spoke... Thank you very much for building a blue set with a blue thing down there and a blue shirt. I've done everything I can. Want to come up... And first of all, they're often shaking or crying or fainting or stuff at a convention, not in the supermarket. And I go, oh, it's lovely to meet you, you know, which is your favourite book? I try and break the ice. And then they literally say, Harry Potter saved my life. And I go, well, that's nice. And it sounds, you know, I mean, it sounds kind of cheesy and not true.
Others, I was slightly distracted.
Steady now, steady.
Oh.
I think he's on the wrong side of the sofa.
Have I ever been on risk or have I ever worn leathers? Which one?
Jason, don't get me giggly.
Anyway,
right?
but we'll talk more about that in a moment. While we compose ourselves first, let's get a last quick look. No, I'm not saying. Generally, one does. Last quick look at what's. Oh, how many more minutes of this programme? Last quick look at what's happening where you are.
Before we chat to him, and he's here, and he's trouble.
Yes, he is.
But with a smile. So that's a clip from Sunday's episode. Jason's here.
It's nice that that's one of the clips where I have my top on.
Yeah, so was that a requirement of the script?
I don't know what happened. I remember the books.
Book.
No, me neither.
Okay.
And the script came, and every single scene I seemed to be getting out of the shower or something. I said to Jenny Frayne and Helen Gregory, who are both producing it, I said, why is he getting out of the shower? And they went, well, why not?
Okay,
so
we've got Jason Isaacs, may as well.
No, you had a different version. I had to go down to the gym almost every single day. Thank God that's over.
And
taking a rest, retiring.
No, you're a good-looking bloke, but you've never been cast in the sort of the heartthrob role. And actually, do you think there's greater longevity in having the
I
sort
do
of
the next best thing that's in front of me. I was here for Case Histories, I think, last time when I was a detective. He was a kind of heartthrob. I don't know what a heartthrob is. I try and play people. I mean, so I do the next most interesting part I can. And would I like to have Brad Pitt's part in Fury, if that's the question? Well, if Brad took a day off, wouldn't mind riding a tank.
We love you. It's that normalness that makes us just think you're fabulous. We do. We think he's fabulous, don't we? Jason
It's about Viggo Mortensen, who's the ladies' favourite everywhere we go.
Not necessarily, Jason.
And a woman said, I was moving along the crowd, signing with selfies. She said, will you sign my boobs? And I went, lady, there's kids everywhere. She goes, I have 8 kids. And I said, well, what would they say? And they all went, sign them, sign them. So they're all right there. And I went, put them away quickly. Yeah.
So you had to do that. You may have to do that as the captain as well. You may have to do that as Captain Lord.
It's a slightly different relationship you have with the fans.
I love that wig.
It's a fantastic wig. I had a makeover this year.
Did it?
Yeah, it was even better.
Wow, how did it have a makeover?
It was a bit less Francis Rossi, I thought, and a little bit more Paris Hilton.
Oh, your ponytail. Ponytail's next.
Cheeks, dig, skies with scars. I don't know where that's not saying around my house.
I love you.
Secret's given away.
Your energy is always infectious. You get to be romantic and a bit of a ladies' man in this.
Nice. About isn't it time for a little bit of an antidote, strange fake tan?
No, it doesn't look. No, it's fine. But how was it?
Everyone in Liverpool's got a fake tan, so I don't really stand out.
I love you.